What's up everyone and welcome to another special Pokemon X and Y episode. Today we're going to be going after the final legendaries here in Kanto, and those are the legendary birds of the Kanto region, Zapdos, Moltres, and Articuno. Now in my case I've actually got Articuno, and I will show you here in the Pokédex how that works out. It is dependent on the starter that you picked at the very beginning of your journey. So if we go into the National Dex here, obviously we're going to have to need it to at least beat the game once to get the National Dex, and then for the actual legendary birds to unlock and be roaming around Kalos, you'd need to have been in the Pokemon League at least once. But if you pick Chespin as your original starter, you will be getting Articuno, which is what happened with me. If you picked Fennekin, you will be getting Zapdos, and if you picked Froakie, you will be getting a Moltres. Now, once you be in the Pokemon League, these birds will start roaming around the Kalos region, and the first encounter is completely random, so basically once you beat the Pokemon League, you just need to run around the Kalos region, and I'm sure that eventually you'll run into the birds. So once you've run into it once though, you'll have it here in your National Pokédex, then you can click on it, and it will actually show you which route it is currently, I guess, staying in. So you'll see there it is staying right by Shallower City for me. It is highlighted in red, but what I like to do is sort of I guess not really a special strategy, but it is fly to a different town. Usually I like to do Lumio City because it is kind of the center of Kalos, but right now we're gonna fly to Shallower City, and I guarantee that he's gonna switch spot. As far as I know, when you, I guess, fly to another city, it will also tend to fly away somewhere else, but when you ride around between the different routes in city on your bike, it usually doesn't reset. Lumios is kind of bad for this because you actually kind of go in between warps. So it's better to go in between like towns and routes that don't really switch or, you know, have a loading screen in between them. But you will see that it is actually, wait, where even is it? Oh wow, it's all the way over by like Anistar and Kuriway towns. So what I'm gonna do is fly over to Santaloon City, and it usually likes to, I guess, nest there. I usually like to go to the middle of Lumios or to the north or south. So we're gonna go to the south of Lumio City actually, and see if it ends up perching, how do you say that? Basically resting somewhere around that area. We'll see. I don't know. There's 3 gates in the north of Lumios and I think 2 in the south, and usually it likes to rest around there, at least for me. I don't know if it's different for each bird, but we're gonna go ahead and keep checking the Pokédex entry until it is somewhere near us, and then go and take our bike there. Now, one kind of curious thing about these legendary birds is he is actually over on the, I guess, east exit of Lumio. So we're gonna make our way over there by going this way. So we gotta find basically the east gate. Now I think this is the one for Route 4. So this is not the one we want. We want the next one up. But yeah, you may notice that the first time you encounter these birds, they don't let you do anything to them. You can't throw any Master Balls, you can't throw any Quick Balls, you can't use Mean Look, you can't do absolutely anything. It will instantly run away from you, and that's just a new mechanic that they've introduced in this game. The way that it actually works is you have to just keep encountering the bird over and over, and I've actually gone ahead and done that already, but I do want to show you guys at least one time how it works. So let's check out the map and see if he's still here. Yes, he is. So what I like to do is spray Repel and keep a Pokemon under level 50 on the front of my party, and that will usually work out, but as you see, we're running into a random wild Pokemon, so hopefully Articuno hasn't left us after this battle. I don't think he would have, but I've got Mom the Gardevoir here, which I've been training up, sort of. And it's actually lower level than this Fungus, so it wouldn't really work out anyway if I sprayed a Repel, but something under level 50, and there we go. As we've got Articuno here. And you'll see in just a second that you can't do absolutely anything. I am not pushing any buttons. It just literally shows you Articuno in all of his glory, this awesome Gen 1 remix sort of music, and then it just kind of flies away. So yeah, you can't do absolutely anything. However, eventually, and I think now it should have done it for me, after I beat, I think about 10 times of doing so and finding the Pokemon in the wild, it will eventually settle over in the Sea Spirit's Den. So there, you can see that mine has finally settled in the Sea Spirit's Den. That is because I've actually been streaming this game quite often and running around, and I've run into Articuno a few times already. So what we're gonna do now is go ahead and swim on over to the Sea Spirit's Den. So I'm gonna switch Excalibur up first because that is my catching Pokemon, and we're gonna fly over to Coumarine City. Now, as far as I know, once it's settled in the Sea Spirit's Den, it actually won't move away from there, so you're safe to do whatever you want after this. But you do have to keep encountering it over and over, and it can be a really long and tedious sort of, I guess, process, but once you've found it enough times, I believe it is any time after 10 times that you've encountered your legendary bird, it will finally settle in the Sea Spirit's Den, and you can go over there and catch it. So we're gonna take the monorail and swim our way over there. Now the Sea Spirit's Den, I think we've actually visited before. It was that place that was super duper quiet. It seems every cave with a legendary in this game likes to be really eerie and not have any music while you're in there. So we're gonna make our way over to Azure Bay, which will lead us over to the Sea Spirit's Den. So make sure you bring a Pokemon that knows Surf. Make sure you bring a lot of Pokeballs and Repels just so that you don't run into anything else that's kind of annoying. And yeah, I like to bring Quick Balls every single time. I've mentioned that in the previous 2 videos. As you guys may or may not have seen, I caught Mewtwo in 1 Quick Ball, which in my opinion was super duper lucky, but I mean, it could just happen that you catch it yourself in 1 try, so who knows? Just be sure to bring at least 1 Quick Ball and just try it, because you never know if it'll work or not. But one thing that I forgot to bring against Zygarde was actually Timer Balls, and a lot of you guys let me know that Timer Balls are very, very efficient because they are a 4 times catch rate after a certain amount of turns, so that would have been really helpful against Zygarde. But here we are in the Sea Spirit's Den, and whoa! What? Didn't even give me a chance to save, man! Here is Articuno. I thought it would kind of be standing there, just like waiting, chilling out, maxing, relaxing, all cool. But I guess not, so we're gonna go ahead and toss our Quick Ball here, and this time around he will not run away from us as far as I know. He won't do anything, he will just straight on ahead battle us, and I'm not sure what happens if you fail to catch it or kill it, but hey, our Quick Ball does not work, so looks like we are in for quite a battle here against Articuno. It is going to be at level, oh no, never mind, it's at level 70, it's not even at 50. I thought it was at 70, so we're good to hammer away at this thing a couple of times. So we're gonna Shadow Sneak it maybe once or twice, maybe just once, I don't know. Excalibur's at level 68, so it's gonna do a really good amount of damage, or not. It doesn't even do like 1/4. But yeah, I do have False Swipe on this Excalibur right now, so if it does come down to a really low HP, I can use that. And now we actually get to listen to the music, guys. A lot of you pointed out that there is a really awesome, like, remix of the Gen 1 Legendary Encounter, so here you go. It's pretty sweet, man. It's pretty sweet. It's, I never got to listen to it with Mewtwo because it just kind of caught itself in a Quick Ball, and that was it for Mewtwo, but we do get to listen to it now, which is really awesome. So I'm just going to keep whittling away this Articuno until we get it to very low HP. Now, hopefully I don't get any critical hits here or anything like that. We're actually doing, like, no damage to it, so I don't know, man. This may not be very good. It is because it had that Reflect up, but now it shouldn't have it anymore, so let's go for the Shadow Sneak, and it'll probably do a little bit more damage than it used to be doing. Alright, there we go. It's gonna go for the Reflect once again, which means we are safe to go for 1 more Shadow Sneak, probably. I should just go for the False Swipe, but I doubt it'll do, like, any damage at all, so let's just try it and see what happens. It's gonna go for Tailwind here. It's got a pretty good move. I don't know, actually. It's got Tailwind, which is a very interesting move, and then it's got that Ice Beam. But even so, I mean, I'm assuming that Moltres will have Flamethrowers, Zapdos will have Thunderbolts, because, it's got, hey, it's actually got Hail as well, so I'm assuming that Moltres will have Sunny Day or something like that. I don't know, actually, because I don't know what the movesets for the Legendary Birds are, but it just seems like the Legendary Birds of Kanto never want to settle anywhere. They're always moving around, so here we are. We finally got an Articuno down to 1 HP with that False Swipe. Now, I do also recommend, as always, that you guys bring some kind of Pokemon that knows Thunder Wave or Hypnosis or something like that, as it will facilitate your Legendary catching quite a lot. Now, I've got 50 Dusk Balls here, so hopefully that is enough to catch it, because if it isn't, then I actually did not get a chance to save the game, so I'm gonna have to do this all over again, and it'll be very annoying, but hey, at least Excalibur can tank out quite a lot here. I should actually switch it over to Shield form, just so that it can tank out for even longer. And there we go, 1 shake, nope, just 1 shake. Man, we haven't gotten any shakes on this Articuno here, which is very strange. I don't know, man. Alright, it's actually tanking very well anyway for being, what am I talking about? For being in the, I guess, sword stance. What do you call it? I guess it's called shield stance and then sword stance, or just offensive, defensive, whatever. We're getting no shakes here. I don't know what is up. Dust balls work very well in nighttime and in caves, so it should be doing at least a couple of shakes. I don't know. I think I'm actually going to switch over to defensive stance here just so that we can have a way higher special defense against that Ice Beam. It's actually doing quite a lot of damage. So let's go for the King Shield here. Stance change, babing. Yeah, I found that Excalibur is a very good Pokemon for catching just because of Shadow Sneak being priority. It doesn't really do a lot of damage, and then it also learns False Swipe. I mean, I know False Swipe isn't a good move like competitively, but it's very good for catching stuff, and it's a TM in this game that it learns, so overall I think it's a pretty good Pokemon for catching stuff. That's why I usually use this one to try and catch things. So let's go ahead and keep chucking away the Dusk Balls and see if eventually we can catch this Articuno here. 2 shakes? Oh man, okay, so we got the 2 that time. It seems to be going gradually up, guys, so let's see if eventually we can actually catch this thing. I just said like 3 Lee words. Eventually, probably, actually, what's another one? I don't know. Probably, did I say that one already? That kind of sounds similar. Either way, so yeah, hopefully that's the other one. We can catch this Articuno here. It seems that each time it's shaking more and more, so 1. Nope, just the 1 that time, but hey, we got a 1, then we got a 2, so maybe next up we'll get a 3 and maybe even a capture, but as you guys know, legendaries can sometimes be very long and annoying to capture, so we're just kind of gonna sit here, chill out, and maybe catch this Articuno. But as I mentioned, these birds may be different for you, it just depends on which starter you pick, and oh, come on, man, we got the 3 shakes. That was, I really thought it was going to catch itself there. Can you get critical captures against legendaries? I'm guessing critical captures can happen against anything, so that'd be pretty cool if we got like a critical capture here randomly, but I think about at this point, Timer Balls will be more effective than Dusk Balls though, so maybe I'll start going for those. I'm not sure how many I actually bought, but hey, look. Oh, come on! 3 shakes again, man? Why? Articuno, after that Zygarde one, man, I don't think there's gonna be a legendary that's gonna be as annoying as that one, but this one, proving me wrong so far. So let's try out the Timer Balls, and see, I've got 25 of them. I'm not exactly sure after how many turns it starts being 4 times effective, but I do know that after a certain amount of turns, Timer Balls are 4 times effective. And whoa, there we go, first Timer Ball, and we catch Articuno. Awesome! So we have Mewtwo in a Quick Ball, Zygarde in the Master Ball, and Articuno in the Timer Ball. As Mom is growing to level 33, Kim Jong is growing to level 31. Freezy Pop! And there we go, it's actually learning Hail. Now I've been kind of sandbagging these Pokemon just to learn a couple of, or have them in case I do want to use them later on for like competitive stuff. I bred them with pretty good stuff, but there we go, that was Articuno, the legendary bird of ice. I'm not sure if there's any special events for actually having all 3 of them traded over from the other games, or, well, I do have my X version. So yeah, maybe I'll try that out. I really don't think there is. I haven't seen anyone like battle Lugia, but it would be pretty sweet if later on they do a Wi-Fi event where if you have all 3 of them, you can get yourself a nice Lugia. But that was Articuno, and with that we complete the final legendary here in the Kalos region, as far as I know, and without any Wi-Fi events. So if there ever are any Wi-Fi events for this game, which I'm assuming there will be, they had a bunch for Black and White, I'm assuming there will be a lot for this game, and it's a very, very, like, internet, I guess, friendly game. It has a lot more internet connection than previous generations, so I'm assuming there will be a lot more legendaries to come in the future, but as for the 3 that are packed into the game, that is going to be it. So thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like, and stay tuned as later today I'm going to try to be putting up my Mega Stones guide for how to find all of the Mega Stones and where you can find the Pokemon that they're used on. So thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.